Disappointing to not try to find a way to, come away with the victory, but you got to give Denver a lot of credit. Won the turnover battle 3-0 versus us, and that's how they've been really thriving. Playing good defense, forcing turnovers, and giving their offense short fields. I thought our defense battled all night long. Holding them to just 9 points off those turnovers, even with the short fields. And then in the end, offensively, ran it well, moved the football. Could have, wanted to be able to run the football tonight going on the road, and thought the guys handled that challenge. We just, would have clearly liked to have a little bit more success down in the red zone. But in the end, we had an opportunity to move the football and give G a swing at it to win a game where we lost the turnover battle 3-0. Didn't get it done. We'll go back to work. We can, we've learned this lesson before. Playing good football teams, you can't give them 3 extra opportunities, and we'll have to continue to stress the importance of ball security, and that's what we're going to do. But injury update-wise, Dean Lowry suffered a pec injury. It has not been confirmed exactly what that injury is yet, but he was ruled out with the pec injury, and we'll evaluate him for a little bit more tomorrow.
Kevin, the third play of the game, why 3rd and 1? Why go such an exotic, I don't want to say trick play, but I'm just saying in that situation, why that play?
Yeah, we're, if the play works, we're probably, excited about it. I would say this much, that we feel like Josh Dobbs, provides an element to our offense that we want to try to use. Execution was not as, what we would have liked on the play. No matter what, we can't, turn the football over. I do know he took a pretty good shot to the helmet on the play. And he was evaluated after that. But yeah, we, the way we ran it most of the night, liked the call in the moment, especially early on in the game, but didn't work out.
Kevin, just given the momentum of the game, how tough was Alex's fumble as you guys were putting together a drive with some of the heavy personnel?
Yeah, it looked, I think we were on the +34, 1st and 10. Really mixing it. Oliver kind of caught a nice seam ball there in the bigger grouping, and we were kind of mix and matching it to, try to keep them off balance, still get some runs off, and maybe try to hunt a couple of the explosives, through the use of that run game that we had going. Ball comes out. It was a big play, and I thought Alex ran the ball really well tonight. So did Tai. Saw a nice balance of those guys out there, and there's no question it was a critical play, but not one that we couldn't overcome. And I think that just goes to show you how well the defense played to even have an opportunity on the road against a team playing really well right now to be down 1 point and drive to try to go win it, and didn't make enough plays in the end there to move it into field goal range.
Did they apply pressure just with some of the blitzes that you guys expect? Did you guys expect that amount of pressure? It
looked like it. It was a mix, a little bit of both. There were some situational kind of zeros that showed up down in the red zone that they were able to get home on a couple, and then I think some of the the single backer pressures. Some of them we picked up really well. Other ones they like the tip ball. It looked like the linebacker got pretty good penetration on that one. So we've got to try to stay manageable so that when we can, get the ball out quickly and precisely, we can do that. But at the same time, you got to give them credit. They've got pretty good secondary over there, and it was tight coverage. They put a roof on it a little bit, and we're still able to get pressure a little bit at times. But we'll take a look at it and make sure that we're able to correct whatever voids or anything we may have had in our protection tonight. But I thought the guys battled. Would have loved to have an opportunity to get Greg a swing at it.
Kind of moot point, but on that, what was the minimum line you had to get in this altitude for Greg?
Yeah, it was close to the plus 47, 46. He was hitting them pretty good in warm-ups, and we kind of had that. We kind of call it the make it number and the take it number, and the goal was to try to get to the make it number.
Kevin, what have you made of just Tai Chandler's performance? I guess even going back to last week, but especially he was part of a number of big plays tonight.
Yeah, huge. I thought the fake punt was critical, great execution by our guys, on a big momentum play that, was hoping to try to put the game into into a place where we can, try to, defend it and win it. And, I just think Tai in general, explosive. You can feel it when he's out there. The yards after catch, the ability to still be physical but yet explosive. There's a lot that we really love about Tai Chandler. I thought Alex ran it well and physical, a lot of yards after contact tonight. The guys up front kind of, did a nice job. Gap scheme plays, different variations, and just trying to, keep that front a little bit off balance. And I thought both backs did a really nice job.
What went into the fourth and 4 fake punt call? How much did you guys prep that?
Yeah, it was prepped. We had some dialogue about it throughout the game, and I felt just 100% confident in our execution if we got the look we were hunting, and we did. And the guys, made it come to life. Great job by Matt Daniels.
Kevin, is there some sort of common denominator for your first possession drives? I think it's now 5 turnovers, 20 points that they just led to.
Yeah.
Obviously, turnovers have been the problem.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, since we, we had talked a lot about that. Not only getting off to a fast start, but turnovers in general, whether it's the first possession at any time in the game, they're going to be critical. I think we had on the tip ball interception, I think there was an OPI call on first down to kick us back to, whatever it was in 20, and you're kind of backed up. It's just setting yourself up for things that you don't need to have to do in those self-inflicted wounds with some penalties and some center quarterback exchange stuff where we do not have the margin of error to waste plays, and we'll get some of that fixed. Thought the ball control, time of possession, we did a lot of the things that we thought we needed to do, but there's no question that the early turnover and then a couple there in the second half were critical.
Were you able to tell from the sideline? I mean, we could probably look at the film, but from the sideline in a moment, did they play that Hawkinson's pitch to Dobbs? Did they play it the way? I mean, they seemed like they were rushing on that side.
I don't know if they were rushing on that side. There's a 1 block, a 2 block, a 3 block, and I don't think we got all those. It looked like they got the play started, but yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. Listen, I know that was a critical play early on in the football game, but there was a lot of football after that and a lot of ball control, time of possession, and in the end, our defense tried to hold up as much as they could, 9 points off those 3 turnovers. But this team's been winning a lot of football games when they win the turnover battle. And, we've won a lot of football games when we just break even. So that's got to be our goal at the very least.
Kevin, at least in the moment, maybe this is something you need to look at the film at as well, but that last throw, Wilson hits to Sutton there. How did you feel about the coverage on that play and kind of what happened there?
Yeah, it looked like we were, in position. I'll look at it from the standpoint of how Flo's call kind of played out and what our execution was. He's a pretty darn good player, big target, and that's where you let them get down there into the scoring range. All it takes is 1 pitch and catch, and they take the lead. So that's what happened. I know our defense, hoped to try to get a stop there and not let it get to that point. I thought Russell, between using his legs and creating a little bit and then just taking the check down, there's been a lot of that on tape where Russell showed some patience and seen his progressions, finds the check down, and I thought they did a nice job getting north off those and just stealing enough chunks, managing that to get them into the scoring range.
Kevin, earlier this season, when you lost some close games, it seemed like you felt like the team played well, but there was kind of random turnovers. I guess, how do you evaluate this one? Is it kind of similar in your mind, or is there a lot of other things you're kind of regretting?
Yeah, I think, between special teams kicking in with a play or two, offensively moving it the way we did, and defensively kind of responding to some of those turnovers, it feels like there was a lot of things we did to try to win the football game, but the number one thing we talked about to make sure we tried to come in here and do, we did not do. We lost that turnover battle, and it becomes, it should be, something that we're going to talk about, we have talked about, and clearly it's a winning and losing stat in this league. No matter what you do on every other play in the game, you're just setting yourself behind and having to overcome, even if you do have the lead, as you manage your way through the football game with those turnovers, you're missing out on opportunities, you're missing out on more time of possession, you're missing out on chances for 3, even if you don't finish in the red zone with touchdowns. So we've got to find a way to get back to, doing what we've been doing as of late, which was winning that battle, turning the football over, capitalizing on it if it gets thrown to us, all the things that we're emphasizing and talking about. We've got to make sure we understand. We've had some momentum as a football team, but we learned again tonight some lessons that we've talked a lot about throughout the season, and division opportunity this week. We've got to go back to work and make sure we're dialed in with all the football we have left in front of us.
Did you think that Jackson should have been flagged on the Dobbs fumble?
Yeah, on the field it felt like that, but I'll have to go back and look at it. Tends to happen pretty fast out there, but in the moment, coming from the second level the way he did, it seemed like a pretty direct, helmet-to-helmet type hit, but I'm sure they saw it differently on the play, and they're officiating a fast play right there. But yes, I do believe regardless whether it's your quarterback running the ball, running back, receiver, tight end, the rule, as far as how it states and how it's talked about, happening fast out there, but we'll have to take a look at it.
So that rule doesn't change, he's essentially a running back in that situation, for them getting the pinch.
It as far as how the contact comes, to the the rule is what it is. They didn't throw the flag.
Thanks, everyone. Well, Josh,